All right, everybody, welcome to Sensei Market Update. I'm so happy to be with you here. We're going to talk about, of course, the crypto market and what's happening. There's also a few projects here that you need to know and have some information about, so we're going to go through it here. Just looking at the overall market here, you see Bitcoin is at 69,131. I have a whole bunch of Bitcoin news to update you. The halving is like 10 days away. We are super, super close to it. Looking at the rest of the top 100, it looks like Nervous Network is up 90% here. Ton is doing some great numbers here, up 37%. Of course, Pendle is also doing nice, 28% in the last 7 days. Ordi is up 18%, Near Protocol 17%, Phantom. So you have like half the market is up. You have Gala here up 8% here. So half of it's up, half it's down. XRP up 6.58%. That's nice to see. And some other stuff down here is down here. Quant, of course, down. Wildcoin or WorldCoin down. ApeCoin down. Optimism, Chainlinks, a few other things that are on sale right now. Ondo Finance, I know some members in here in Cryptonairz are bullish. Beam, we got into Beam a very long time ago at 0.002, I believe. Celestia is at $11 here. Solana at $174. Let's go ahead and check this out. My transaction is still pending. That is awesome. You love to see it. All right, so the last two times Bitcoin went above 70,000, funding skyrocketed and the market dipped. Right now, price is back around 70,000, but funding remains low, much healthier, and great starting point for more upside. So we definitely think more upside is in Bitcoin's future, and I have some great things to show you here in just a second. From Altcoin Daily, top American CEO denied the Chinese President Xi Jinping last November in San Francisco. BlackRock's Larry Fink was in attendance. Today's China's largest funds have applied for a spot Bitcoin ETF. So that's really interesting, right? China is a very, very huge market, and we definitely want to see them in the spot Bitcoin market. And obviously, there's going to be other ETFs that are going to be involved here too, but this is just a stepping stone to greatness. The halving progress is 99%, guys. We are at the halving. So, you know, it should, if you look at past halvings, what you see is usually Bitcoin kind of moves sideways for quite some time, but altcoins usually tend to explode right after the halving. So it'll be interesting to see if that plays true and what happened, but we do have 10 days. The halving is near. I love the Simpsons thing right here. Since May 2020, halving mining cuts doubled, yet parabolic bull run ensured covering these costs and achieving profitability, right? So it's going to cost, even more money for miners to mine Bitcoin. We're going from 900 Bitcoin created daily down to 450. Here you can see mining costs set to double by the end of the month after the halving, jumping from 40K to 80K for S19s, XPs commonly utilized by US miners. So we are hoping that, this really kind of starts to kick off. What we're going to see is a six-figure Bitcoin. And can you imagine what the crypto market's going to be like when we pass 100,000? We will probably have to get some champagne out, and we will have to toast to that happening, because we are very on the way to that. I've seen a lot of people talk about maybe $150,000 Bitcoin in this cycle. I was watching a thing with Michael Saylor talking about he sees Bitcoin going to $1 million one day. And I do think maybe one day it will. But at the time of this recording, we are still sitting at 90,000. So you know what? I am going to take a second here and just transfer this Solana to a freaking wallet. So I'm trying to buy a meme coin, and I do not want to, what's it called? Why I'm waiting here. So let me just withdraw Solana. Let me just do this real quickly, my friends. Sorry about this. Let me just send this Solana to my actual wallet. So sometimes you can do it and sometimes you can't. Withdraw Solana. So I want to draw 25 Solana. Let me see here. All right, there you go. I'm gonna have to buy it with the wallet. Okay. Let's keep it going. So BlackRock likely to flip Grayscale by the halving Bitcoin. So here you go. You have IBIT, BlackRock, GBTC, Grayscale. You can see that Bitcoin is leaving Grayscale and BlackRock is basically buying it up, right? And so sooner or later, Grayscale is not going to have any Bitcoin left to sell, and BlackRock is going to own all of it, right? So that's pretty interesting. Bitcoin halving in just 11 days. This was actually put out a day or two ago, and it says it's not too late to turn 1K into 1 million in this cycle. Everyone can make it. All you need is to buy alts during the shakeout. Here's a list of 8 coins with 1000x potential. And so we have a whole list of different things here. If you want to take a look at this, I'm gonna repost this. But remember, we got into this coin a few weeks ago in Sensei Chat. I think this was Rayon's called this. We got into this like under 50 cents. And there's a few other things like Naka Chain here. There's Aquitus.io, Map Protocol. There's a bunch of different protocols here that if you want to take a look at, if you think that the halving is going to send the market up, you definitely want to pay attention to this. Take a look at that. Snapcat.cto. Let's go ahead and just buy this real quick before I forget. So hold on. Is my Solana there? Should be there. Solana is... Fuck, Solana sucks, man. I hate Solana. Solana is probably one of the worst ecosystems as far as congestion goes. It is really, really pretty bad. But let's keep going. We have a few other things. So I wanted to post this in the chat. I did. There you go. There's buying pressure again on Bitfinex and Coinbase Spot Delta, showing numerous filled buy orders. There appears to be strong demand in the U.S. market for Bitcoin. There's a lot of stuff going on this chart here. I'll try to zoom in here. You have the Spot Delta. It looks like a lot of buying demand here. Here's the Binance Spot Delta, 2.3 million, and then Coinbase Spot Delta, 6.7 million. So a lot of interest in buying Bitcoin, of course, around the world. The hidden bullish divergence is doing a great job. Hidden bullish divergence often show up during pullbacks, is a strong bullish trend signaling the start of a new leg higher. Bring on $82,000. So it looks like eventually we are going to make that trip into the 80,000. It's going to be really cool. Here's another thread about if you're really bullish in the Bitcoin ecosystem. There's a thread here about all kinds of different Bitcoin projects. I'm going to go ahead and post that in the chat because I know some people are bullish on Bitcoin ecosystem projects and some people aren't. I don't want to spend too much time going through that. BlackRock, with a very quiet day, bought 300 Bitcoin, right? There's only going to be 450 Bitcoin being created per day, and BlackRock is buying 300 at this point per day, which is pretty insane numbers. And then here is 2016, 2020, and 2024. As you can see, there's a parabolic move that happens right after the halving here. And we are just right here, guys. So we are really preparing to skyrocket here. Who needs to see this, right? This is where we are. And we are just about to take off, guys. It's really, really exciting. I'm so happy that you're with me inside of Cryptonairz, guys. We are finding a lot of good gems. I'm going to talk to you about something that exploded over the last 2 months that I totally forgot about this project. And I looked in my wallet. I had like $16,000 or $17,000 in my Ton wallet. And as you can see, right, this is kind of reliving the same chart structure as before here. This is, I believe, and this is in your 2020 market, and this is where we are right here with Bitcoin. So it's almost the exact same pattern, right? Which is pretty insane. History repeats itself. The Tether printer, USDT supply expansion has been a great leading indicator of total market cap, right? So as the USDT printer gets in full print mode, this is really when Bitcoin in the rest of the crypto market is going to take off, right? Tether is now $107 billion, which is pretty insane. Coinbase now valued over at $65 billion. Base is the largest crypto airdrop. This is a 15-minute guide, costs you $10 to do this airdrop guide. I've been posting all of this stuff in Alpha Sensei, guys, but I know some of you just joined and you might not have the information. So why don't I go ahead and share that with you? If you want to do the airdrop, please go ahead and take a look at that. Also here, GBTC sells 4,200 Bitcoin, right? GBTC has now leaked over 300,000 Bitcoin since the ETF has been approved, and they moved over to a spot Bitcoin ETF. Meme coins, right? A lot of you are in the DGen channel, in the meme coin channel, in our Discord, and a lot of you are learning how to trade meme coins. There is some great information in this tweet thread on how to snipe meme coins. I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat so you guys can go ahead and follow this if you're just now learning on what to do here. Let me go ahead and see if this made it over here real quickly. Nope. Look at that. Solana is awful, man. Solana is really bad. I can't even transfer, right? Withdraw Solana. Hold on. This is pretty bad. Solana is just awful. All right, let's see if that works. Okay. YouTube viewers on various crypto YouTube channels As you can see, it's starting to heat up, right? These are some of the biggest YouTube channels out there. And as you can see, this is where we were in the 2021 cycle, this huge peak here. And you can see that we've started to gain momentum here. This is like January 2024. And then this is where we are right now. So you can see it's starting to peak up now with average viewers. We are just at the beginning for Velo. We see a huge move in the past. Remember, this is Carolina Keith's play. I just want to give him a shout out. Carolina Keith is the one who called Velo way back in like October. And so I just want to show you this really quickly. $106 million market cap right now, and it's at 0.0143. We got into this back here when Keith was talking about it back in October, and so we got into this at 0.002. So we're up about 500% on this since we've got into this, which is really, really good to see. And there's a lot of people like JP and Keith that think this is going to like 10, 20, even 30 or 40 cents. Obviously, we hope that happens, but you never know in the crypto market. But I have a decent bag of Velo, and I'm ready for things to start exploding for that chain and ecosystem. Also, guys, IO.net is actually doing an airdrop, right? So we talked about this weeks ago. We brought this up last week in Sensei Chat. I can't remember who linked this article back to me, but this is Vanek. And Vanek says, another interesting project that sits on Solana considered a DePIN or decentralized physical infrastructure is IO.net. The purpose of IO.net is also the provision of GPUs, but the focus is exclusively on applying GPU power to AI models. AI.net adds more services to its core stack besides simply coordinating compute, and system claims to handle all components of AI, including creation and usage and fine-tuning to facilitate and troubleshoot AI workloads across the network properly. The project also taps into other decentralized GPUs like Render, Filecoin, and its own source of GPUs. So that's pretty cool to see. They actually have this airdrop that you can start following. It's a Galaxy Quest. I suggest Terrible Overlap Ecosystem. Velo is a silent monster, part of the stellar human. Yeah. Velo is hopefully going to do some really good numbers for us, guys. But if you want to start doing this airdrop, I highly suggest that you do it. All you need to do is head to Galaxy in the Quest and start doing some different daily activities for this airdrop. It is not very hard. And if you need some help, you can go ahead and send me a DM. It looks like Zai Games, it all costs $0.000049 US dollars to deploy smart contracts on Zai mainnet, which is insane. Zai is thrilled to announce a strategic partnership with Media Indie Exchange over the last decade. The MIX has cultivated a network of thousands of indie games and will introduce over 100 games into the Zai ecosystem within the next year. 100 games into the Zai ecosystem in the next year, guys. The reason this is big is because the node operators, which we are, get paid on transactions. And the more games and the more transactions that are done and sent here, the more that we are going to gain. What is going on with Solana, man? Solana is such a junk ecosystem. Sorry, I'm trying to get this Solana off here, bro. Withdraw X 26. All right. But anyways, this is a big deal, guys. I really just wanted to point this out. 100 games within Zai for this year. This is going to be huge. People at GDC is the real game. Farming, jousting, shadow corns, mob run, bumper corns. This is just another game on Zai Games.
How many games can you play with crypto unicorns? Farming, jousting, shadow corns, rainbow rumble, mob run, unicorn trivia, unicorn bingo.
All right, we don't need to talk more about that, but just more things happening on Zai, guys. And then you have Pixel Vault is migrating the battle and Rebot Tug to Zai. This is actually just another game that's coming to Zai, which is really cool. You also have Tarachi Monster Trading is now live on Zai, guys. Remember, we got into the for like $25, we were able to get into the Zai ecosystem in Tarachi. So don't forget that that's there. There might be some monsters that you can capture and go ahead and sell for some profit. This is actually, I found this interesting. There's a hidden war on Solana between big players. Users have no clue but the consequences of the endless failed transactions. There's only so much space available for the ones with bigger guns to win. It looks like there is something going on with Solana, right? As you can see, I'm trying to make this transaction. Oh, it got sent. No, it didn't. Transaction sent. So you can see Solana is just falling apart, right? It's really not an ideal system. And, you know, when it comes to projects being built on Solana, that's why I really wanted to speak with this real world asset project that was supposed to come in today, Mento, to talk to them about what's going on, you know, on Solana and if this is going to affect their project. I really wanted to discuss that with these guys, but it's just really bad. I don't know how many failed transactions I've had in the past few days, but it's awful. You also have the U.S. Treasury Deputy Secretary issues official statement in Senate Banking and Housing and Urban Affairs Committee claiming Russia is using Tether's USDT stablecoin to bypass economic sanctions. This could be bad news for Tether, especially if the U.S. government decides to come after Tether. That's why I'm really excited about this new Ripple stablecoin. It looks like bofi has launched the ability to pre-order phones now, which is really great. I'm super glad to see that. When we're talking about, and we'll talk about bofi here in just a second. But if you look at CPI, guys, you know, we're hoping that CPI comes down so they can actually start dropping rates, but the forecast is not actually looking super hot. CPI is still coming in a little bit hot right now. In February, it came in at 3.2 and it did tick up in March. So we'll have to see how all of that goes. If you look at kind of the big banks and what they're saying about CPI over the next few months, it looks like, you know, Bank of America is looking at CPI 3.3 and core CPI at 3.7. Barclays, these guys are all kind of really close to each other, but this is not coming down to the 2% that the Fed wants. And so they're having trouble right now as far as maybe drops. There are things happening. Trust me, I'm eager. bofi is the Phoenix X is going to be $204. It is now being sold. So if you want to get a Phoenix X, if you're in the Africa or a country like Africa that's around that area, Asia, you are going to be able to use the Phoenix X. Obviously, we're going to have to wait, like in America, we're going to have to wait for a US version of this, you know, for all the carriers and things like that, like Verizon, to carry this. This is probably not going to happen until 2025, but we are finally here. I feel like I've done so much stuff for bofi over the last 2 years. I'm exhausted, but I'm working out a pretty cool deal with a few projects that are going to be on the Phoenix X. Some of the stuff that we've signed, like AstraBit is one of the deals that we've signed. Wise is a deal that just got signed. I'm working on a deal actually with Storage Chain and bofi right now, which is actually pretty cool. And I'll update you when I have some more information. But here, Ripple Payment Solutions uses XRP, right? Let me play this.
Ripple's payment solution uses XRP to bridge fiat currencies, eliminate pre-funding, and makes payment terms visible, which supports our partners' compliance efforts. And we offer affordable line of credit options that enable capital agility and rapid scaling. When you are ready to scale to new corridors, our network provides you access to premier receivers in key markets that you can start transacting with in as little as 4 weeks. Here's how a Ripple payment works. The sending institution requests a fiat-to-fiat quote on pricing and foreign exchange, or FX. The sender receives and approves a quote with pre-negotiated FX margin from the receiver. The sender submits the payment instructions. The sender debits funds from a digital asset wallet funded by Ripple with XRP and transfers funds to the receiver in less than 3 seconds. The receiver immediately pays out the end beneficiary in fiat according to the payment instructions. In parallel, the receiver converts XRP to fiat. The sending institution is invoiced at the start of the following business week, post-transaction. The benefits are clear. Payments in seconds with lower transaction fees that are available when you need them, are reliable, transparent, and are managed elegantly. From remittance to small and medium enterprise to treasury payments, Ripple transforms your global payments.
All right, hold on. I need to do something really quickly here too. Give me one